Only the purchase of goods is the point. Nahi, Sharda ma'am, because cash entries are in cash book, na? So only credit purchases are included in purchase book. Writing here itself, everyone. Only credit purchase. You record it in the purchase book. Done? Because all the cash purchases have cash element, so they go into the cash book because of their nature. Next part is sales book. What does sales book record, everyone? Only credit sales, nothing else. Okay? This particular topic records only and only credit sales. Then we have purchase return book. What if I purchase something on credit and I didn't like it? I'll tell my creditor that creditor, I didn't like these goods. So I'm returning it back to you. My purchases were earlier of 10,000. I'm giving you goods back of 2,000. This is my purchase return. Everyone? But do I have to pay 10K only to him? Or shall I have to pay lesser than this? Am I going to pay the entire 10K? Or this 2K has to be lessened down as I returned the goods back? Since I returned the goods back to a creditor, who was my creditor? Creditor is being lessened. So I'll issue a debit note to him. That creditor, I didn't like your stuff. I'm returning it back to you. He said, okay. If you face a problem, just let me know. I said, yeah, I'm facing a problem. So in this case, my creditor is my less creditor now. Do you remember? When liability increases, it increases from the credit side. When it decreases, decreases on the debit side. That's why we issue a debit note to him, that we no longer have to pay 2,000 to them. That's the proof. Everyone, what is sales return? If someone gives my goods back to me, that's sales return. If my goods are sent back to me, that's called sales return. That means he was my debtor. He said, Niharika ma'am, I don't like the goods. Meka, what do you want to do then? He said, fine. I am returning goods back to you. So that means I'm no longer your debtor of a huge amount. I said, yeah. So he said, I will issue a credit note. Now in this case, I will issue a credit note. To a creditor, I will issue a debit note because the amount is returned. Done. Then they have bill payable and bill receivable book. Bills payable means the amount that we are supposed to pay. Everyone, what should I do now? I'm supposed to pay to a creditor. He said, Niharika ma'am, I don't know you. So you give it in writing me that I will pay you the amount. I said, okay, you write it down for me, I'll do it. He said, I order Niharika ma'am to pay me this much amount of money after this much amount of time. Both of us signed and it is duly done. This is a legal document. This is called bills payable. If I order someone to pay, then it becomes bills receivable. Done? Whatever doesn't fit anywhere else goes into journal proper. Depreciation, outstanding expenses, interest on capital, interest on drawings. They don't fit in the classification of any of those earlier. So we put in the journal proper. Got the idea among the 8 everyone? Debit note and credit note is important. It can be asked in the examination. Everybody got the idea? Now, with this part, we'll be discussing one more point that is called bank reconciliation statement. That's the topic that we have to discuss, but for that, we have to do this cash book as well. Cash book has two columns. One is cash column, the other one is bank column. Cash is the most important thing in the world. That is how we generate funds. So we have total payments and total receipts. Can I say I have minus 20 rupees in my pocket? Can I have this kind of situation? I don't think I can have minus 20 in my pocket, of course. So what do? When we do not know whether we need this much amount of money or not, so we keep cash now. Either it can be positive, it can be zero. There is no point I can say the cash can be negative. Right? So that's how we define cash. So in this case, when we define cash book, everyone, this is one particular area. Cash book is a subsidiary book. It is an additional book, but a very vital book as well. That's why it is called a principal book. This principal book is directly related to the important area. It is a very important book overall. It has all these areas. First is simple cash book. We've just done this part, the ledger now. So in this case, what do we do, everyone? First part is debit side. Second part is credit side. In this area, what do we do? Whatever cash I receive, cash account has only one thing. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So your receipts are always on the debit side and your payments are always on the credit side. When you are just focusing on cash, when you receive cash because of sales, you have invested capital, you have done something over it, then that is to be covered here. Okay? Then what next do we have, everyone? When we talk about the specific area of double column cash book, they're like, nahi. With cash, you also record the bank. Matlab, instead of having one column only, have your cash column and your bank column. Cash column and bank column. Now that's something new, right? In this area, they call it two column cash book. And there's something called petty cash book. Petty cash book is for the small and minor things. For example, small and minor matlab we have to pay to the labor, repair expenses, tea expenses. So those are minor expenses which are required in a business. That is why we call them petty cash expense. The petty cash expense can be the simple or analytical. Simple matlab we record everything in one particular area. We create I received 10,000, spent this 10,000 on labor expense, courier expense, repair and maintenance expense, stationery expense, wrote it down. By the end of the day, I've got 9,000, 1,000 is left. It goes into the next year. This is called impress system. Impress yani we are having a pocket money, defined pocket money for every day. Okay? That is, in this case, the definition of that particular pocket money is for the amount in total that we're going to receive. 10,000 should be the amount that the petty cashier should have at all times. That is petty cash book. Petty means small. Small means minor expenses. Now in this case, what do we have? This is our small normal cash book. Date, chronological order, particular, whatever your voucher number is, you put up the ledger folio and then you put up the amount. This is only for the debit side and this is for the credit side. We have done the cash ledger when we were discussing ledger, right? Now, when we talk about the topic of this is cash, Acha, everyone, now I have a doubt. If I have to prepare cash and bank together, won't it be a fuss? It would be. What do we do in this case? Look at this. Cash, bank. Cash, bank. Everyone, simple question. Huh? Everyone, please tell me. If I deposit money into the bank, what's the journal entry for it? For depositing money into bank. And what is the entry for withdrawal? This is an important area. This is super important to understand the basic entries. Contra entry. Correct, ma'am. That is what I'm going to discuss. Everyone, contra entry. This is one of the most important elements of cash book. Pata? Contra means, everyone, an element which has both cash and bank. So both sides of ledger would be shaken with this. When I deposit money into the bank, I get bank balance, but definitely I lose cash. So in this case, look at the ledger. This is the debit side and this is the credit side. In terms of ledger posting, bank is on the debit side. So the amount should be here in the bank column and I can record it as to cash. And cash is on the credit side. So cash will record it on the credit side and will write by bank. This kind of entry is called contra entry. An entry which affects both the ledger sides, that is debit side and credit side. Done, everyone? This is called contra. After this, once we create the contra entry, next is withdrawal. That means I get cash, and what do I lose, everyone? Sharda ma'am, I'm using this money into the business only. Everybody who on the YouTube, please share the session, like the session, and subscribe to the channel right away. Everyone, what about this part? We get cash, but definitely we lose bank balance. So in this case, cash is on the debit side. When cash is on the debit side, we record it as to bank. Bank will testify that cash is being affected. Then comes the next point. That is, bank is on the credit side. So in this case, this is being affected by cash. This is required in order to understand the topic of BRS, Bank Reconciliation Statement, in which we state that yes, in any case, two areas are affected together. First is your cash, second is your bank balance. That means it doesn't matter that banks are maintaining my bank account. What matters is even I maintain my account. What do you think? Even I maintain my account, na? Right? Just a moment. Just have to switch the file now. Give me a moment, please. Everyone, thank you for waiting. Acha, just a moment. Now I'm going to talk about bank reconciliation statement, a practical topic. Acha, I'll be giving you a lot of questions to practice as well. Everybody on the Telegram channel, you can also go through the virtual library. Virtual library is also there. Everybody on YouTube, especially. The virtual library has been introduced, which has got a lot of topics. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is bank reconciliation statement. Bank reconciliation statement is what exactly? When we talk about BRS, na, just a moment, sir. In the Telegram, even we have shared a lot of information. So you can go through that as well. Matlab my previous year questions and all, it's all given there. And the current mini marathons and marathons that we are taking is available in our area itself. Matlab, all those classes and everything is available in terms of our virtual library. It is there in the particular area itself. Acha, just one more moment. There's one more important thing. I hope you have reviewed our specific schedule as well. This is our schedule, everyone. Just a moment. Here. What is the schedule for YT, everyone? Have you seen that part? This is the schedule for YT. Monday, we are having our paid sessions. Tuesday, I'll be coming up with complete module C tomorrow at 6 p.m. Then we have on Wednesday, complete numerical at 6 p.m. Then the final marathons are going to be on Thursday and Maha Marathon is going to be on Friday. Okay, Saturday is your exam itself. This is the entire schedule. If you haven't noted it down, please note it down. Everybody who's in the paid class as well, I would request you all always go through this. Okay, it is super important that you are also practicing through this area. This is going to be beneficial for you only ultimately. Okay. Now, coming up with bank reconciliation statement. We're talking about module A. Acha, everyone, what is bank reconciliation statement? It's a fight between two things. That is our passbook and the bank account we maintain. They don't match. They're fighting with each other. They say, nay, this doesn't record me. This is something which will record me. Or they're just fighting over this issue. Okay? That is bank reconciliation statement. Everybody who has joined in on the YouTube, please share the session and like the session as well. Hanchi. Everyone, when we talk about this specific area of bank reconciliation statement, our cash book does not match with what we are stating. What we are stating in terms of our books of accounts. Okay? That means there is a difference between two things. That is cash book and passbook. In the cash book, the cash column is not included. The bank column of our cash book is not stating the same thing as the passbook. Who prepares the passbook, everyone? Everybody? Who prepares the passbook? Passbook is something which I get from the bank, ma'am. Very good. So passbook is from the bank and bank column of the cash book is prepared by my accountant. ठीक है ना? And sometimes these two things do not match at all. This situation is actually called a situation where there is a mismatch. And whenever we have a mismatch, what do, everyone? We try to reconcile. Reconcile matlab? Reconcile means when there's a fight going on and we are trying to solve the fight. See, cash book and passbook is fighting over something. So what do? We tell the cash book that it's okay. We also look forward towards the passbook. Okay, and find out wherever they went wrong. So one party must be listened to the other party. Now only then they can chill out. See, for example, I had a difference of opinion with Ravi sir. But both the parties are like, I'm not going to listen to each other. Why? One party has to lower down and listen to the other party. Right? For example, I said, fine. Ravi sir, tell me whatever your problem is. Then Ravi sir will say this is. If I interrupt, this will create a trouble. Right? Hanji. This is the last session which is going parallel. Everyone, after this, the demo sessions are over. So you can definitely go ahead. If you're looking forward to the revision batch, you can buy it right away. Okay? Acha, now comes the specific area of reason for mismatch. What will happen? Ravi sir will say, Harika ma'am, this was wrong point, this was wrong point, this was wrong point, this was wrong point. At this point of time, I should not be giving explanation to that. What I should do is, first of all, let's understand whatever the wrong points are and make them correct first. Wherever I felt wrong or right is a different area altogether. This is how what will happen. Ravi sir said, Harika ma'am, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. I said, okay, sir, I'll follow whatever you said. This is something I'll make correct. This is also make correct. Now, are we on the same page? Ravi sir will say, yes, ma'am. Now we are on the same page. Now that once we have got on the same page, then I can see whichever thing I have to do later on. This is bank reconciliation statement. When we come on the same page. Reconciliation means both of us are fighting and someone is trying to solve that issue. That is called reconciliation, right? We try to reconcile with the differences. So when we talk about the bank reconciliation statement, this is how it looks like. The main reason why on a particular date, Acha everyone, if I deposit a check in the bank, how much time does it take to clear the check normally? Everyone, please confirm. When we talk about the bank reconciliation statement, normally, how much time does it take to deposit a check? Matlab, I think, ma'am, it's been a good amount of time. Normally, correct. It takes around 2 days. And Marumaka, ma'am, yes, if you're going into your home branch, it can be done in the same day as well. My bank normally said that it will take 2 days. T plus 2 days normally. Matlab, they used to do it. Up to it's been in the last time, I think when we talk about SBI took hardly a day. I deposit the check in the morning in their automated check system, and then by the evening, the amount was done. But this is not the same thing that used to happen a few years back. Whenever I used to deposit a check, it used to take 3 days to clear one check, right? That means if it's 31st of March, for example, normally I just went for the clearing of the check on 31st of March, but I went in the afternoon. Will this check clear by the evening, everyone? It might go into clearing, but it would get cleared on the next day. That means, according to me, I have got 10,000 rupees. I'm all chill. I've got 10,000. I have got 10,000. The bank will say, Arey, nahi, ma'am, you're mistaken. This 10,000 is not added in your bank account yet. So when I will say I have 40,000 in my bank account, bank will say, nahi, ma'am, you have 30,000. Everyone, auditor will believe whom? Me or the bank? Think about it very carefully. Everyone, who auditor will believe in whom? पता है? Even if the bank make mistakes, the chances of banks making mistake is less. Correct. No, it doesn't even show in the balancer. It is shown now. मतलब, what this is what my bank has done. मतलब, if the check goes into clearing, then the bank, once the check is cleared, then I get to know कि हाँ, the balance has been updated. I think it varies from bank to bank, because I'd seen this in SBI, but in I have a private bank account as well. That particular bank takes around minimum 1 or 2 days are very normal for that. So this will always cause a difference, na? Now this is what they talk about. The main reason why the particular date of the passbook and cash book, there are certain transactions which are not recorded. Everyone, do we get the particular details of bank charges? Up to banks have also started sending the interest amount to us, but do they provide us the bank charges? Do I get to know without any trouble what is the bank charges altogether? But it doesn't. I've never got the particular details of this account. Okay, whatever the bank charges are deducted by the bank until or unless I actually open the passbook. We don't get any message. I've never got a message from the bank. Bank charges deducted as this amount. I come to know about that amount only once I open the account. That means there are certain things that the bank will do for me and I will not even know about it. This is what we define as the reason of differences. Everyone, causes for passbook and cash book being different. What are the areas? Entries that do not require change in the cash book. Check issued but not presented for payment. Acha, everyone, tell me about this. I issued a check in the name of Sharda ma'am. Matlab, in my books, I have deducted 10,000 because I gave the check to ma'am on 31st of March. Ma'am said, Niharika ma'am, I am getting it done today itself. Ma'am got involved in something else. Sharda ma'am, you haven't taken out the money yet. Then what will happen? My books of accounts are showing that I have 30,000 while the bank is stating 40. Is the bank wrong or I am wrong? Or none of us is wrong? Tell me about it, everyone. Is this about timing or one of the parties are wrong? And which party? It's actually the timing. Correct, ma'am. This is not a problem of Sharda ma'am or mine. None of us is doing a fraud. You know, this is a problem of timing. I deposited a check which is not reflected. Correct, ma'am. So in this case, what will we do? If I am looking at cash book, I have to find all the differences, na? Where bank is saying that you are wrong, bank is saying I did this, I did this. I kept on saying I did this, I did this. Then nahi. One party has to lower down and agree to the other party. And then this is not where we are correcting the cash book or the passbook. I'll not correct my cash book, I'll not correct my passbook. But I'll prepare a statement to find out wherever the differences are. So in this case, checks issued but not presented for payment is a situation where none of the parties are wrong. So this would be recorded in the bank reconciliation statement. If one of the parties said this, the other party said this, one party will correct it. For example, my bank said no check received, no check withdrawn yet. Cash book said yes, it was done. So I prepare a bank reconciliation statement, a separate statement. I'm not correcting the cash book, I'm not correcting the passbook. I will create a statement in which I will write the cash book balance is 30,000. Add back the difference which the bank said. This is the check which they haven't received yet. So that is 10,000. So my cash book balance, if this difference is not there, would have been 40. Bank said it is 40. Acha, theek hai. This is the only point where we are having a difference. We try to trace down the differences. That is covered here. Check issued but not presented for payment. Same thing happens with check deposited to the bank but not yet collected. If I deposit a check today, it is cleared tomorrow. Not my mistake, not bank's mistake. None of us is doing any fraud. So in the bank reconciliation statement, if I am making the books of accounts, I will correct it. Okay? So that I can find out, is this the only problem or is there any other problem as well? Acha, everyone, I thought I have deposited a check. This also happens. Huh? I deposit the check today. I thought about it. But the check is still in my drawer. Now, this particular thing also has to be corrected by me. That bank is not agreeing upon it. That is something that I'll put in the bank reconciliation statement. So I'll correct it. Done, everyone? Got the ideas? What exactly are the differences between the two? Now comes the next point. Transactions that usually appear in the cash book but not in the passbook. If I deposit a check and I forgot to record in the books of accounts, that's one area. Transactions that usually appear in the passbook but not in cash book. I could never find out the bank charges. I could never find out the bank charges at all. Up to the banks are giving me all the information that Netflix amount is being deducted, Amazon Prime being deducted, Hotstar being bought, all those things are available. But they don't provide anything else to us. Everyone? Got the idea? The bank charges are something which I could never find out on my own. How do I deal with this, everyone? Debit charges, card charges, correct. Debit card charges, AMC charges. I can never find it out. Till the time I don't look at the passbook. That means I am recording, pata I've got 40,000 in my bank. But bank said, nahi, 40,000 minus 200 rupees for the bank charges. So it is currently 38,200. The day I will come to know about it, then I will have to correct my balance. Because in this case, I'm actually making the bank reconciliation statement. And now I know 40 and 38,200. The difference is of 39,800. The difference is of 200 rupees, and that too because of these charges. You can trace down everything in the passbook. Done? Everyone, let's discuss it. I am in my passbook. I have got the area of passbook and my cash book. What are we having, everyone? In the cash book, correct, sir, excess of debits, then we have the non-maintenance of the account, the minimum balance, and they also charge us for us excess use of debit card transaction, that is also there. Hanchi. Now what do we do in this area? Everyone, look at this part. bank charges. Passbook says you have bank charges. Everyone, passbook will deduct the bank charges or include the bank charges. They will put a plus or a minus. Passbook said bank charges are deducted by rupees 200. The day I will come to know about it, what should I do? Always remember, I am neither correcting my cash book nor correcting my passbook. What I am doing exactly is just recording it into the books of accounts. Where are the differences? So in this case, this is my cash book, this is my passbook. If passbook says minus 200, cash book will agree to it. It will say, "ठीक है, if you are putting down the money, I will also reduce the funds." So in this case, one of the party will bow down in front of the other party and do whatever the other party is agreeing upon. If they give you the balance of cash book is 20,000 and they want you to reach to passbook, so whatever passbook has done, you have to reach to that point. If passbook said minus 200, so cash book will also do 200 minus. Done, everyone? Got the idea? Interest on saving bank account. What do you mean by saving bank account, everyone? In the saving bank account, you receive interest. In the current account, you don't. You received interest, everyone. In the passbook, it said that plus 2,000 rupees. So what should cash book do right now? If the passbook said plus, what should I do? I'll also have to do a plus. Interest on overdraft. Everyone, what do we do with the interest on ODs? Everybody on the YouTube channel, please like the session, share the session, and also subscribe to the channel right away. Interest on OD is deducted by the bank by rupees 100. So even I will have to deduct it. I am following the rule where cash book is trying to reach out to passbook. Okay? Now, amount collected by the bank on standing instruction. Everyone, if I have given a standing instruction that deduct my Netflix channel, Netflix money, and the bank is deducting it, what should I do? If I said that deduct 600, I will never come to know till the day bank will send me the details of it. So when I will come to know about it, even I will deduct it. I am just following whatever the passbook is saying. ठीक है ना? Correct. Now, amount paid by the bank on standing instruction. This is this part. What if I ask the bank to collect money on my behalf? Everybody, is it added or it is subtracted? Bank collected my dividend. Everyone, everybody, if bank collected dividend on my behalf, even I will add it. ठीक है ना? Whatever bank is doing, that is what I'm doing. Direct payments into the bank made by a trader customers. मतलब my trader or specifically I am a trader and my customers sent certain money in my bank account. Bank account will say it's a plus. The day I find it out, I should do what? If the trader said plus, If the bank said plus, even cash book will say plus. If there's a dishonor of a check, this is an interesting area, everyone. This is my cash book, this is my passbook. I thought I've received a check. I put it in my cash book that I've got the money. But the passbook said, Naini, the check is dishonored. So wherever I am, I have to come back to where the passbook is. Because in this case, I am trying to reconcile. है ना? Opposite can also happen. I can try to reach from passbook to cash book. Because we are not changing the cash book, we are not changing the passbook. We are just making a separate statement in which we are trying to find where are exactly the differences. Then whatever is wrong will be used to correct our cash book, which is called amended cash book. Or I can go to the bank and tell them about the fraud that has happened with me. You know? Dishonor of a check has to be reduced. Because I thought I've received the check, but I haven't. That's the reality. Acha, everyone, is passbook the mirror image of cash book? Acha, what message do we get when we get salary? What message do we get when we get salary, everyone? Salary is one particular thing everybody is always waiting. That too in the beginning of the day itself. Once the particular we get a salary and it is written, salary is credited in your bank account. But I also told you about cash book. In the cash book, we have a rule, debit side is for receipts and credit side is for payments. Now, what should I do? Everyone, that means if I look at my cash book would have said 2, whatever income is there. While my bank says the amount is credited in your account. Isn't it a mirror image? Everyone, I raised my right hand right now. Okay, but in the mirror, normally I see it picking up the left hand. Same thing happens in the passbook and cash book scenario. Cash book says on the credit side, passbook says on the debit side. If you raise your hand in the mirror, now if I raise my right hand, I can see the left hand in the mirror. It is exactly opposite. Same thing happens in cash book and passbook. I said amount is given into my bank account. So I have a debit in that. Okay? That's called mirror image. Correct. I in the cash book I say amount is debited. That means I'm putting money into the bank. But a banker will say, nahi ma'am, the salary is created in your bank account. You're mistaken. Done? So yes, passbook is the mirror image of cash book. Next point, everyone. Let's do a question. In which column you will write the following while preparing bank reconciliation statement from the cash bank overdraft balance? Everyone, they are saying overdraft. What do you do with overdraft, everyone? Overdraft is basically plus money or minus money. In my own books of accounts, I said I am having an overdraft. Okay? That means according to me, I have negative 10,000. Okay? Passbook, I don't know, but I'm trying to reach out to the passbook. They say check drawn but not cleared. Everyone, in this case, what's happening? This is my cash book. This is my passbook. My cash book says check drawn. I said I've given a check to Sharda ma'am. I've given a check to Sharda ma'am and crying out with the fact, here I've lost money. I've lost money. Then the bank told, nahi, abhi kahan? Sharda ma'am hasn't taken out the money yet. Then what will I do? If cash book is here, it wants to reconcile with passbook. It is the starting point. It will say whatever passbook will do, I will do the same thing. So it will add back. This is plus. Done, everyone? This is check drawn but not cleared. According to me, I lost the money, but passbook said no, so I'll come back to wherever the passbook is. Interest on bank overdraft. Interest on bank overdraft. Is this the amount that I'll know about? Ravi sir, we had a fight. You and I were fighting. And ultimately, if you and I are having a fight, one of us has to give up the ego. I said, I'm giving up on the ego. Whatever you do, sir, I'll do the same thing. I'll try to find out what exact picture you are trying to show me. That is what we'll do when we're trying to reconcile. Same thing is happening in cash book and passbook. Whatever passbook is doing, I will try to reach out wherever the passbook is. Passbook said that the check drawn but not cleared. Now in this case, passbook said, kahan, the check is not done. They have not done anything with the check. I thought, the check is gone. I am worried about it. But the passbook says, nay, nothing happened. So I will have to come back wherever the passbook is. I said, I sent the money. Ravi sir, you said, nay, Harika ma'am, you haven't sent. I will have to agree with you first now. Then only we can find out where the difference is. All the differences has to be written at one place. Then we can have a word about it. फिर कोई problem नहीं. But we have to find the source. Done? Acha. Rupali ma'am, interest on bank OD. What do bank do whenever I have a bank OD? Interest is given to me by the bank or charged? This means if this is my cash book, this is my passbook. I never have a clue till the time the bank tells me. So technically, passbook said minus. What should cash book do right now? Cheating? Imitate whatever cash book is saying. If the cash book says minus, I will also do it. Minus. Very good, everyone. Next point. Checks paid into bank but not collected. I've given the check into the bank but I've not collected. Acha, in this case, what did we do? This is me, this is my cash book and this is my passbook. Okay, passbook said, I had a dream. Pata hai, I've received a check. Pata hai, I have got 10,000 rupees. Have I got this 10,000 rupees, everyone? Have I got this 10,000? I haven't. It says check paid into bank but not yet collected. Matlab, I have a dream I've got money, but the bank is not agreeing to it. So I'll have to come back. That means check paid into the bank but not collected. In this case, I will have to come back to wherever the bank is. I thought I've got money. Passbook said no, so I'm coming back. Interest on investment collected by the bank. Everyone, what do you do about this area? Plus or minus? It should be added. Very good. Got the idea? Basic level question. This can be converted into an MCQ. Acha, now we are left with a little slightly bigger question. This is from our book itself, but I think it's quite late. Let's discuss it tomorrow itself, everyone. Ending the session here. Everybody on the YouTube, I hope this particular session was helpful for you. If it was, then please go ahead and like the session, and please do share the session, everyone. Your little efforts definitely makes a difference for us. Okay? Before I end the session, everyone, please go through our website, that is www.adda247.com, and check it out. Once you go onto our website, go onto the area of JIB and CIB, go onto the area of JIB, CIB, Mahapack, and you will find all the details here. When we talk about the Mahapack, it's one of the best things to do. Or if you want to take up the revision batch, you can also take up the revision batch, everyone who's watching on the YouTube. Now, the next part that is related to this area. When you're trying to buy any of our courses, if you are using the code Y541, you will get a good discount that is up to 80%, 79% on the website, and 1% extra on our app. Everyone, one more thing. Look at this area. You have got good amount of test series. In my AFM area, if you go to the classes itself, this is the number of classes that we are having. All those classes and all the details of the classes are available there, right? You can not only go through the classes, but you can also go through the test series. See, topic wise tests are there. Individual chapters are there, everyone. Whatever topics we are done with today, please make sure you are dealing with these topics. Everybody in the paid batch, please do these questions topic wise, and everybody who's looking forward towards test series or any of the studies further, this is the benefit of going through Adda 24/7 app, the benefit of buying our courses, that you can get topic wise, chapter wise questions, 42 questions, 30 questions, 60 questions, immense amount of questions. And this is not ending here. You will also get a set of 500 questions as well, that is given here. So all these things are in this particular area. Do not let this good opportunity go. Please go ahead and buy the course at what amount? You can get the course for a very lesser amount by using the code Y541. So thank you so much for being there on YouTube, everyone. Bye-bye and take care. And everybody in the paid batch, you will receive the specific PDF of this class after the completion of the class. I'll put it up for you. Take care.